Okay, so sorry about that. Back to page 30. What is the most compelling reason that your audience might have to agree with you? What are the things that are going to make them already kind of predisposed to be on your side? Given my audience, it combines synchronized swimming combines all of this mental stimulation. You're dealing with music, which is a form of mathematics. You are being creative. You've got a creative outlet. You are getting stronger, more flexible. You're getting cardio. You are working with different people that are a ton of fun usually, and sometimes a pain in the butt. But you get a community of like-minded people together in the same place, and there are a million benefits. And there are all the healing properties of any kind of physical activity, but with water in particular, there's something very healing about water. People who can't work out on land anymore. I've had some of my, personal story. Several gymnasts. I know several very gifted, very talented gymnasts or ballerinas that have injured themselves, and they are heartbroken. They're decimated, just devastated because they can't land anymore without doing irreparable damage to their knee or to their ankle. Or I've seen people with full-on disabilities get in the water, and I've seen 90-year-old women get in the water. They get from their wheelchairs. They take their wheelchairs over to the edge of the pool. I've seen them even go so far as to taking off the oxygen. 90-year-old woman sticking her leg out of the water and doing the splits. Women with Alzheimer's, with memory issues. They've got the muscle memory of a routine already built in, so even if their mind isn't remembering something, their body is. And that's a very rewarding, very beautiful thing. So I think that's going to be a really easy sell on my part. Page 32, and you guys can hit pause on these. I am, obviously. So if you want to just pause for a second, fill out your answers on page 24, 26, and 30, and then come back to page 32, which I'm moving on with right now. If you don't want to, hit pause. All right, so we've talked about all of the Tweety birds and what they're going to like. What is someone not going to like about your idea? Who in your audience is going to be there grumbling? Who in the audience is going to be maybe even antagonistic, if not just apathetic? Who are you going to have to win? What are some of the problems that they're going to say, hey, yeah, but what about this? Synchro can be expensive. I try to keep my costs down. I don't do the extravagant, outlandish costumes that look like circus things, although you can. Those I have, but my team that I'm working with, we just stick a couple of pieces of glitter on a Speedo and call it a day. We do it fairly inexpensively, but it can be an expensive sport, and I do need new sound equipment. I'm working with sound equipment that has a cassette player on it. There's water damage. I have an underwater speaker that still works, but my amp only works with either a microphone or the music. I can't talk over the music with the microphone, so I need new sound equipment, and that's one of the things that I'm looking for financing for. Travel can be expensive. Going to meets, competitions, doing shows can be expensive. It can be time consuming. A lot of parents say, my children are already so involved in so many activities, I can't squeeze one more thing in between piano and soccer. So I need to be ready to address that as well. And yeah, there are sports injuries, as with any athletic sport. I've had girls get concussions. And you do have to be very, very safe. Lifeguard certified, CPR, know how to use an AED. You need to be prepared for the worst and hope for the best. Ask yourself, what is the most compelling reason to not agree? What is the biggest hindrance? What is the biggest speed bump that you're going to be able to negotiate over? Yeah, mine is overcommitted time with the other activities, and a lot of, and I get this with the masters swimmers more than anything, but that's a huge part of my audience is masters swimming, and a lot of women are worried about getting in a bathing suit. They say, I don't want to get in a bathing suit until I lose weight, and I'm like, get in the water now. You'll be in better shape. You will look awesome in a bathing suit, and it's not about what you look like. It's about what you can do. What can you do with your body? The looks stuff comes later, and that topic can bring up some that's a very touchy, very delicate thing for a lot of people. So you want to be honorable and respectful of that. So there was an example in the book about a company takeover. And if you are doing your reading, and you should be doing your reading, do your reading. There was an example of a company takeover, and people were worried about losing their jobs. That's life and death stuff. People have families to feed. So know your audience and know what they want and when they want it and what are they going to be opposed to. So I am going to pause here for a second. You guys can pause for a second too, and we are going to be moving on to the big idea.